Now which player don't open the mouth for, or now how the player take come out from their club go another. Yes, the fans of that club. That's the only reason why they will take the boogie like that. So for me, Gabriel Jesus no need all this one. He no need that. He no need that. Because whether you like him or not, you stayed Man City, you played for Man City for 5 years, and you don't only did for Arsenal for 3, 4 months. So that 3, 4 months now, when you did, now you don't take 6, 8 Arsenal fans, you appreciate them as they appreciate you more than Man City fans. Now, what you want to try to tell us? For me, that one I would give. That one I would give. Players they do have a lot, but what you mean? Try to say players no need them. Players don't need them. Yes, you don't need them. So I just I just make I drop and make we say more shoot for the matter as well. You don't need all this one. You don't need that. Okay, this story. Yes, you don't play for Man City 4, 5 years. You don't come up for Man City. You did Arsenal now. If they ask you questions, if they concern Man City and Man City Football Club, the players and their fans, the only way you talk, you says yes, you thank them and you appreciate them, and you end the matter there. Yes, no, they come talk say yes. I was happy with the fans at Man City, but
For NSC. I think that has been pretty so my opinion is when you say that our lecturers have done that this is a recap of our first day.
This morning for bringing
Yes. I always want to be. Please, if there's anything you want us to do for you, if you have any problems, any issue you believe the department cannot handle, please let us know. At the department, we are always there. If you are not here, I cannot be a vice chancellor. The HOD can also not be a HOD. So we're here because of you. Our relationship between the supervisor and supervisee is like a promoter. It's your work. Nobody can do. It's your work. We can't force you to do what you want to do. You do what you know that can definitely benefit you. And if you feel that there's any problem or there's somebody who is serving as an impediment to your progress or to this site, please let us know so that we're able to do the right thing. Like the verses 9 to we are trying to position the PG school, the PG school. Now the PG school has now been metamorphosed to PG college, and we have a program there. And by the grace of God, we are going to make sure that our PG school becomes more robust and we have a global visibility. But that's our target. But tomorrow we're having a workshop of former VC of Combina, Professor Ayo, and now the VC of Trinity University. I want to talk about how to attract grants and how to, assist the university for transformation to this university to global visibility and academic excellence. So for this note, I would not like to waste your time. I wish you luck, and I wish you safe trip back to the deliberations. On behalf of my chair of council was supposed to have been here, but he's on his way out of that. Yeah, because he lost things like this, and he sent his own greetings due to other management team of the university. So on this, we are very proud of you. Let's keep the flag flying, and let's try to make sure we do it right way. God wants you to be on our side. Actually, well done, proud of you. Thank you. Thank you, sir. We really appreciate you. Thanks so much. Just professor, yesterday, we have about 129 participants physically present and about 150 online. Therefore, I think the training is a great success. Thank you, sir, for coming. We appreciate you. Okay, let's come back over. That's awesome. Having the Vice Chancellor in our midst to address us. That is great. Yeah. I think this is one of our jobs ended our speech by appreciating the faculties of the department. I want to say thank you to all postgraduate students. You are making us proud. Yeah, recap. Let's go back to our recap. The next person, please.
This program is worthwhile for many reasons. By the time we started this segment of recap, I was thinking that what else do I want to say and what things from here for this program? There are a lot of things that one may not be able to tell in terms of the quantum and the quality of what we actually gain. Now, if I go to this program proper, I want to talk about the visibility of each city university. elsewhere outside this campus, there has been a lot of positive comments about the university, especially on the infrastructure. Now, infrastructure facilities, we of this university, I mean the students, especially postgraduate students, have discovered that we have the real quality there. And also, with what we had yesterday, it speaks volumes as to what our focus is. And it can just be recapped under what is the academic excellence, which was displayed throughout yesterday's session, especially when I came in, I met Dr. Akale speaking. And the impression I had about the whole scenario is that research is something that we should take as our friend, or something that we cannot do away with. I want to give you an experience. I had the paper. I have seen my name flying. At times, I will feel flattered. Somebody said, I have been mentioned more than 1,000. How many papers? And when Dr. Akade was, I now appreciate what he was saying in actual reality. And I discover again that what we are doing here is to now bring out the impression of people outside this place. That is to say, to show the world that we are here. And I want to appreciate again some of the resources, I mean the lecturers here. For example, I have a supervisor, but I have been enlightened. I'm still being enlightened by additional 2 lecturers. 4 months later, I just went to one of the lecturers. I don't want to mention the name now. This is my problem. Without him knowing me from Adam, welcome. For excellence and excellence for academia. So, with yesterday's lecture, discover that it is possible that we can make research. We can make research a thing that will fetch us the required fund we are looking for. So this, and in summary, the program is able to remove the dichotomy between the town and the town. Thank you very much. Abdani Agadi is my name. I worked with the Party University.
Thank you, sir, Daniel Baje. So this goes to our participants online. If any of you have any comment, remark to say, please, we appreciate if you can actually indicate. Those of us online, please, you also have an opportunity to be heard, please. Therefore, just indicate by raising up your hand and be put online for everybody to hear you. Thank you.
want to take 2 more before we go to today's program. Any other person in recap of what happened yesterday? What do you gain or benefit from spending a whole day here yesterday? Is it rewarding? Is it making you a better writer?
Okay, thank you. My name is I'm running a PhD, MPPhD in finance. And I work with them as an executive. Leaving my job of executive time to be here yesterday and today is not tricky. Because for me, I really have time. Even while I was here yesterday and this one, I keep on working, keep on moving. So I can understand that working in a very high performing organization, much is expected. But what is problem came because I really have time to attend lectures. So most of the times I will come into a background, the lecture is ended. I will start traveling. I saw this as a good opportunity to remedy the time lost and the proper formal lectures. So but yesterday was a very great eye-opener. So and I saw that I didn't lose anything. It was highly beneficial to me. I don't know about that, but to me, it was highly rewarding, highly beneficial, and highly dispositional. Because the knowledge I've learned is that I'm someone that has high quest for learning. I keep on learning no matter the circumstance. So most of the things I had this that and that is we've been longitudinal in my life because to go a long while to continue making me a better person, a better writer, and a better consultant. Thank you very much. And I thank the school for providing this gallant opportunity for us to come here and add more to the little that we know. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, please, can we give it to your name, your course, please?
I did it in the PhD at the workshop training yesterday was great and very valuable addition to us, especially in the area of the characterization, the chapterization of thesis as a whole, from chapter 1 to chapter 5, from the introduction aspect to the objective, especially the area where Dr. Akone, tried to slice down to our members. For every objective, it has to be smart compliant. That has to be very simple. It has to be measurable. It has to be accurate. And it has to be relevant and time bound. And again, the area where you talked about is the difference between an impact research that is really educative, especially when he said for a thesis to be impactful, to be tagged as impact, it has to go through certain analysis, and that area is a very serious area, especially in thesis writing. And I came in this area of the area where you talk about what's it called? In transdisciplinary studies, that a thesis, especially in this current day, this age, this time, the thesis must be able to in some cases, you should be able to, whatever area of you have, there is always a particular problem a thesis is meant to solve. And that also opens us so that it should not just be like the training we had in April, that has to do with industry and academic academic industry edge. No, this brings with the study of yesterday, with that training of yesterday, try to bring a kind of synergy between the industry and the academia, so that at the end of the day, the essence of our research in the academic environment will be able to solve a particular problem in industry. So that it should not just be that, okay, I'm doing this research just for the purpose of doing it for getting a degree or what have you. From the experience, he was able to let us know that he has been a consultant to World Bank and some other things. So that is an eye-opening to some of us who are students. And I think that with this training, we'll be able to, invite some of this culture too.
Thank you, Mr. Welfare. I think on this note, we want to appreciate everyone. That means our comment yesterday was valuable. And I want to say, let's clap ourselves. I think we deserve it. Let's clap ourselves. Let's appreciate ourselves. Let's appreciate ourselves. On this note, we want to comment today proceeding. To start with, we are going to have a national item for the Day 2 program. Can we rise on our feet, please, while we have the national item?
For believing in human capacity building. As I said yesterday, personal development is personal. It is your decision. Nobody can make that decision. For you to be extraordinary, you don't do regular things. For you to add value, you need to keep improving because nobody is waiting. And as we all said and agreed yesterday, nobody is above new knowledge. The meaning of life, if you want to know what life means, is making a price. It's living a place better, different than you met it. That is life. And if you want a quality life, you don't walk with the crowd, you stand out. And for you to stand out is not measured by the diamonds on your clothes or the sequence basis you wear. It's by your knowledge, your ability, your capability, your skills, your competencies. Each and every one of us is made to make it peculiar. We have been given authority to rule and reign. As a Christian, I want to believe same goes to the Muslim faithfuls. However, God cannot come and do what He has given you power to do. He has given us grace, He has given us power, He has given us knowledge to understand that even the potentials in us must be sharpened. The traits, the attributes that we have must be sharpened for you to be competitive. I also want to encourage us not to remain on the lane of complainers. Complaints of these issues. What are you doing? Create time for yourself, and that time is value creation. And the only way you can create value is when you have higher skills. Yesterday's market mentors cannot market today's products. Within the academic circle, research is evolving, methodology is evolving. Yesterday, you had that there is creativity in writing. We can really say this is Akibo's paper when we read through because we can see your thoughts. So all of these were not born with us. You subject yourself to learning. I want to appreciate you. I want to thank every online participant. Yesterday we had over 100 online participants. And they glued through all through first session, afternoon session, and today's session. And we also told us yesterday that today we are bringing another fire brand, academic fire brand. It's not that there is fire coming. Here fire within the academic circle, there is capacity in research. And research is not by word of mouth, it's by practice. Those who are in the field and those who can search their link and see what they've done globally. So I urge you, no distractions. I have my daughter, I have my pen. For my colleagues, other HODs, please, we are all learning. Because I can't be HOD and HOD, I don't want to let them going down. Do you understand that? You're going down, it's a matter of time. Okay, now we have a gift to the academic circle. The MC will invite University Orator to do his profile. Be sure we are living differently. Thank you.
Let's appreciate our head of department for that wonderful welcome address. Please, if you are joining us for the first time today, I kindly appeal to you to please go to the registration unit and get registered so that certificate can be easy for you. For those who are unable to come yesterday, but fortunately you made it to this place today, we invite you to please rise on your feet. Just walk to the registration at the entrance and get registered. Thank you. On this note, we want to start. We want to board our plane and start the journey. Are we ready for today's journey? Are we prepared? Do we have our writing materials with us? Yeah. To start this, I've been inviting our associate professor, Dr. Omosede Adepoju, an associate professor with the Department of Account Management and Accounting of this great university, to read the citation of today's facilitator. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I want to welcome us to the second day of our training, and I want to believe the training has been very impactful. And also, I believe today we are going to learn more. And to read the citation of our facilitator for today. So permit me to invite our facilitator to stand on the podium as I read the citation, Dr. Stephen Ibidu. Dr. Stephen Ibidu is the head of the Department of Business Administration, Priestlab University. He is a researcher, management consultant, and religious leader. He is also the director of the Center for Entrepreneurship and Leadership Studies in the same university. Dr. Ibidu has published more than 110 articles in journals, book chapters. He's currently serving on the editorial board and is a reviewer for many international journals, and he has also received many international awards and grants. Dr. Ibidu has more than 15 years of working experience as a management consultant and as a startup champion and the founder and managing director of Shiva Consulting. Also, Dr. Ibidu is happily married and blessed with children. Let's appreciate and let's invite our
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. And so I want to acknowledge in absentia our dear Vice Chancellor and Registrar of this city university. I also want to say a very big thank you to our dean of the college and our dear HOD, Dr. Tina Kimbo. Please will you put your hands together for her. Last time I was here was when we had the meeting that was earlier alluded to, and for me that was a very exciting moment. I really loved it. And it's good to be here again, but this time on another platform, to talk to you about research and, of course, academic and business writing. So we shared a few thoughts, and usually the best way to impart knowledge, I think, is by sharing quite a number of examples. Because like we're taught in mathematics and in a lot of quantitative, anyway, I teach quantitative analysis also. So the best way to solve your problem is follow the example. Example, you can be sure that you are also on your way towards solving the same problem. So, very quickly, yesterday we had a session on research, and I have been given the mandate to start off from where we stopped yesterday, share a few thoughts and experiences with you about research, and I completely agree with what was mentioned yesterday. Research is a lifestyle. And so we look at our society, we look at the environment, and it is more than just trying to configure variables together, but really thinking in a way that solves problems. And that's why, as much as it is a science, there's also the art of research. And you see, interestingly, we are filled with problems all over. Now, I keep asking myself a question. When we have so many challenges around us, why will somebody just sit down and think that all the research he wants to do will be they will go X1 and X2, meet Y1 and Y2. So what exactly are they saying? You know, at the end of the day, the person is making recommendation and he say, if human resource management is improved, firm performance will improve. And I'm asking myself, how? What kind of recommendation is that? You know, and so you receive reports of the recommendation is too generic and it was expected. Decision of the editor rejects. He had to reject the paper. There's no way it was going to move forward. And you see, some things that we talked about sometime. Let me share this quick experience with you. In 2017, when I finished PhD, myself and my good friend Maxwell, Dr. Maxwell is in the UK right now, is with London Metropolitan University, and we just sat down and said, nobody seems to be helping our destiny in this department. Then we're Covenant University, and Covenant University Department of Business Management has business admin, industrial relations, and marketing. So marketing was moving forward because they seemed to have mentors. Industrial relations was moving forward because they were mentors. In fact, they were the fastest growing in the department. But those of us in business admin, every time we met was to fight. And they just don't do. They are not helping our life. So Maxwell, let's sit down together. By 2018 October, let us produce 10 papers. Then we defined that we just didn't want to produce 10 papers. We wanted to produce high impact papers that will be indexed in Scopus and Web of Science. But you see, the Scopus and Web of Science was not the thing for us. The thing was we wanted to do research that would talk, real talk, and solve real problems. Guess what? By 2018 August, Maxwell and I had 45 papers. We targeted 10. Yeah, that's fine. So what we were doing was we were publishing not because of promotion. We were publishing because we wanted to say something. We wanted people to hear our voices. That was our goal. And we had 45. And then we still sat and we said, Maxwell, how did we get here? And you look at precisely how did we get here? Well, the important thing was impact. And that was good. And that was what brought us to the point where I received my first award from Bishop David Wade, who has the Chancellor's Award of Covenant University as exceptional researchers for the year. You know, so it was just interesting. And people were asking us, so many people publish for award. We said we didn't even know they were giving any award. Because we were not particular about award. I was actually surprised when they called my name out for award. Because I wasn't expecting anything. For me, it was about impact. Then sometime around I think that was 2019 or 2020, I had another turnaround experience in my life. When I heard a professor mention during the meeting, he said, why don't you decide what exactly are you looking for? Are you looking for employment opportunity or employability? And so I said to myself, what is happening here? So I said, no, I'm not looking for employment opportunity. I am looking for employability. And if I am an academic and a researcher, what are my peers in the global scene doing so that I benchmark against them? So I called a few of my friends in the UK. I said, what is happening with you guys in the UK? They said in the UK, you don't have articles that are indexed in CABS, Chartered Association of Business Schools. You are nowhere to be found. Forget all the schools and those things people are shouting in Nigeria. And then, okay. So some other friends in Asia, they said what they are pursuing is ABDC, Australian Business Deals Council. I said, okay. So I went on and I searched, and I saw that there's a stiff competition between ABS and ABDC. So I said, fine. If I want to publish from today, my papers must be those that are indexed in number 1, ABS, number 2, ABDC, number 3, Web of Science, number 4, Scopus. So those 4 were my benchmark. I said, every journal that is not indexed in this 4, I am not looking for it. Guess what? That was something I made up my mind to do in 2020. By the end of 2020, January 2020, by the end of December 2020, I had 6 articles that were indexed in ABS, ABDC, Web of Science, and Scopus. All 6 were aided in those things. And then some of my friends in UK said, this is the time when you should be coming to UK. What are you still looking for in Nigeria? Because if you come to UK in 2020, we are already a senior lecturer. If you can get another 3-star journal, you are already a professor. Stop wasting your time in Nigeria. But I didn't have a divine direction to move to UK up until now. And I am still enjoying myself here in Nigeria. Because you see, for me, it is not just about jumping everywhere. It is about the impact I am looking for. And I'm happy that I am sitting down in my small cubicle office in Christian University, and I'm getting keynote invitation from the UK, from India, from Philippines, and I'm just doing my keynote presentation virtually, and I'm enjoying my life because the voice is being heard. And for me, that is what research means. Research means that you are saying something, and people understand what you are saying. What you are saying is solving a problem, and you are advancing the humankind, all right, for everybody. Society is becoming a better place. So that's my first challenge for us here today. We need to change our orientation in Nigeria. Africa generally, but I think especially in Nigeria. We need to change our orientation. That's why last time when I came, I mentioned, I said, if somebody mentioned about a research topic, I said, if you give a professor this research topic, the first 3 years, no, it can't work. But it should work. It should be able to work. Because his challenge was to solve something in the agricultural sector, and I think at that time was for the cassava farmers. I said, this thing should work. Naturally, all we need to do is build a research agenda around it. Put a topic that will work. You know, if I had the time, I would have showed you maybe my CV. I don't know if somebody can go online and Google. There are certain research topics I would want you to see. Something, you know, sometimes we just play around knowledge. That's how research works. So one day I sat down and I thought to myself, how can we make learning interesting for students? Because students, let's be realistic, we are teachers. Students are not interested in a lot of things we say and do. Because for them, they are just thinking, kai. They are first measuring you of that this lecturer that I've seen. How much will his salary be? Look at his car. Oh, I don't have the number of suits this man wore. I don't predict the next suit he will wear. So they can predict what your salary is. He says, no, I don't want this kind of future. I don't want this kind of life. Okay? So it becomes a problem. And then how do you want to talk to the person? I had an experience one time. We were talking to a student about entrepreneurship and idea creation and all of those. And one of the professors on that panel made a very distinctive statement. I'm an entrepreneur, so I know that statement was a very big flaw. So if I give you 1 million naira now, I will say you cannot start a business. The guy said, so sir, can you repeat yourself? He said, I'm telling you, if I give you 1 million naira, the guy said, sir, you are giving me heavy. He said, what is 1 million? Sir, you give 1 million. I can't be professor. Now, this boy you are talking to is making far more than that. You don't get aside 1 million a year. So now tell me, why would that kind of students sit down in class and listen to you? It becomes a problem. That's the kind of generation we are raising. That's where we are. And we have to face that reality. So what we need to do is also beef up our own game and talk from an informed perspective that challenges their intellectual mind and brings them to a point where you know something, but there's more you need to know. That's what we need to do. Right? So that's what we said. So I just thought that, okay, there's a theory in knowledge management called SECI, socialization, externalization, combination, and internalization. That's Monaka at Takeuchi, 1995. Now, I thought that, okay, this is how knowledge is created. Because the university is the knowledge creation and impartation industry. Now, if we want to make learning interesting, there's an industrial relations theory on leader-member exchange elements. Now, how can we bring SPCI and elements, infuse them together use a factor analysis to create a new theory around those two things, and let's see how learning can evolve. And I did that research, and it brought me to a point where, in actual fact, the way we should be lecturing in university is to take our students to the open field and make passive knowledge to be created rather than explicit knowledge. Write out your notes, right? Give them experience and let the experience be their notes. And set exams based on their experiences. And that experience will stick with them forever. I sent that paper to an article, Emerald journal. Knowledge, skill-based learning, something, higher education and skill-based, whatever. It didn't take 3 months. And I didn't pay a time for the paper. From review to acceptance, Emerald, high impact journal, Scopus, Web of Science, CABS, ABDC, all in them here. It's not public. And for me, it was about, I have said something like this is how knowledge should be created. And this is the environment that will cultivate knowledge. So you are saying something, you are not just saying, yes, elements will be important. What is that? We know that. So that's how interesting publishing can be. You just sit down and sometimes create a very free environment around yourself. Don't box yourself. The way they are sitting down here, you are just playing around. I played around that knowledge. I played around it. And guess what? That is the same research that has taken me to South Africa to do a presentation. The latest one I had that is even moving me right now to a news fair is moving African economies from consumption orientation to production orientation. What should small and medium enterprises be doing? Because Nigeria is predominantly an SME-based economy. So that is our strength. So what should our strength be doing to move that shift? I got an advert from African Academy of Management Sciences. You know, for those of us in management sciences, Academy of Management Sciences is the biggest management conference in globally. Now, they have pitched out an African branch for us. So that's about the biggest in Africa. I saw that advert and I just thought, okay, let me do a research on the shift of African economies from consumption to production, knowledge transfer, dynamic capabilities, and innovation performance of SMEs. And I put up that abstract in one day. I got the acceptance the next day. And I'm going to present that next Friday to the international community. That's how knowledge goes. It's just playing around. You're just thinking and you're just generating knowledge and self things. Move forward. So let's take that way. Let's move away from our theoretical and confined reports of non-way of thinking and let's play around. I try to understand how youth get to be employed around the African community, and I said, okay, let us use entrepreneurial competencies as a way of moving this forward. And I said that too. You won't believe it. The analysis of that work was half a page. The entire analysis I did. It was theoretically grounded. The paper got accepted with a praise. Education plus training, also ABDC, and all of those things. It's all there. And then I invited the editor-in-chief to do a training for me. It's all pleasure. He quickly jumped at it and got me on the training platform. Very interesting. We are building networks just because we are able to think and we are able to break those confines within which we have been worked on. So that's the kind of thinking I've brought to you here today. All right, so that while we are doing all of these things we are doing, you know the kind of mentality we are trying to work with and the thinking. If you are going to do World Bank projects, you can't be doing our conventional research. You want to be the heart of people by saying things that matter, right? And a couple of grant opportunities, of course, we are working on all of those things. We have won some, and we are currently winning some. I'm just expecting a grant of about £25 million very, very soon. And that's interesting. Right? If you have 25 million naira in research, to play around with, it makes sense. It makes sense. You can't be poor. You wait for 360,000. No. Yeah, and as a professor, I think. That is something. All right. Okay, I'll say what I wanted to say. Okay, so two parts. Part one, we talk about setting the stage for your successful academic research career. How does this thing start? There are skills for high impact research writing. Now that you are set to write, start to gather knowledge. What exactly is the study? Now, this last part about contribution to study, that's always the biggest problem I discovered that researchers have. And I'll try to move fast with the other side so that when we get to that point, we can pitch some strength. Because some of the things that we call gaps. Because see, what I'm trying to do here today is that while you are writing your thesis, you're already thinking about your publication. That way you are able to save time, you are able to save stress. So if you have a good thesis, publication will be easy for you. And the way to have a good thesis is that you are able to identify a good gap. So usually, your research will start from chapter 2. Am I correct about that? Yes, that's where research starts from. Gathering of knowledge, facts. And the part of chapter 2 actually where your research will start is gap. The moment you are able to identify the gap, it will be easy for you to identify the statement of the research problem. And I'm telling you, you can easily identify your concepts. All right, so your variables can be found. Your chapter 1 and 2 is done. And you can relax. And I'm telling you that if you do a good job there, your methodology to a large extent will also be solved. I'll show you how. I'll demonstrate all of those things to you. And then you can easily move on from there. Then we'll now go to the second part later. We talk about seminar paper writing. And when we come to seminar paper writing, I will try to show you how, as an academic, you need to go beyond just writing for promotion. Let your voice be heard on internet sources. All right, do short essays that actually advance what society should be seeing. ASUU is on strike. We need, and of course, it's not just about ASUU being on strike. There's a lot of conflict between the federal government and ASUU. What are the kind of solutions that we should be seeing? Even if you think nobody is going to take your solution, believe me, one of the things I told one of my professors, a very good mentor to me, Professor Evans Osafwai, right? We hold these national budget roundtables, right? Even if I'm not in economics, right, I find myself in that space just to add to the micro and macroeconomic discussion. And I said, look, we cannot stop talking. If you think nobody is seeing what we are seeing, let's keep saying it. People are seeing what they are pretending not to see. And if you think nobody is seeing now, tomorrow they will see it. And now the Honorable Minister of Finance was at our last meeting. And so I said, how do you think she saw and accepted the invitation? So we need to keep talking. Let's not discourage ourselves, right? We need to keep talking. So I'll show you at that point how you can also contribute in that sphere. Then we'll go into a little issues on writing in terms of business and all of those. All right, so the first thing I want you to know is that as a good researcher, all right, first, their capabilities to build. You don't get there suddenly. So every research starts with a topic. And we acknowledge that. Every research starts with a topic. And you see, when we talk about research topic, your topic from the beginning is not necessarily influence of X or Y, influence of household consumption or what? Economics in the house. Economic development. That's not necessarily the topic from the beginning. Because before you get to that point, you could have had many scattered topics here and there. And it's fine, it's acceptable, because after all, you are the owner of the research. You started it, nobody was monitoring you. Even if you had a supervisor for your pieces, the computer is your own. You are the one monitoring the computer. So it's you who knows whether the topic started from one area, where it didn't have sense. It's only you who knows, and that's fine. It's part of the research process. So if you give me that kind of topic, for me, the first thing in that topic as a research topic is household consumption. because that is your interest. That's your topic. All right. So now that interest is what you move into looking for literature, because now you are giving yourself a direction. So don't be surprised that in actual fact, economic development was not where you were trying to direct the research to from the beginning. It only came later. So household consumption is the first thing. So focus on that topic and let your topic be informed by an area of interest. Now, this is very important. Myself and Dr. Friday, while we're talking about one of our professors, right? That is still an associate professor till today, because by the time they took out his paper, he has papers, he has publications. He is a very good mentor to all of us. We love him because he will be particular about your sources. But when they took out his papers, you know, the recommendation that came was, yes, he has the papers and he meets the point, but the problem is, while he claims to be in marketing, most of his papers are in other related fields, business admin, industrial relations. So how does he claim to be a professor of marketing? It became a problem. Now, I learned a very big lesson from there. Experience is not always the best teacher. So it's better not to let your own experience be, you know, somebody's lesson. So I learned a lesson that, look, while I was still L1, it is better I focus on my area and know that I am there. My interest is strategic management. I bring strategic management into the applications of operations management to make it strategic operations management, and I take it into entrepreneurship to make it strategic entrepreneurship. So strategic management is my field. You come and wake me up to go and be talking industrial relations, I will only help your destiny. You don't have to put my name in the paper. I will only help you to build the paper. Some people just finished the work on economics, and it was a special issue that I edited. And I said, Dr. Billy, let us put your name there. I said, don't put my name there. I'm not in economics. So this one you say econometric, you say, I don't know ARD, I don't do it. So they wake me up tomorrow now. Dr. Billy, we saw that you have just got an ARD, come and give a talk. I will tell you, surely my schedule will not allow me. It's not the schedule. It's not the schedule. It's not, I don't know it. Now, that person becomes a professor. How does it solve any problem? I will just add to the problem of Nigerian education. Because I have been publishing here, I don't know. So, but for me, painfully, this particular person, he knows the thing, but he was publishing in the wrong place. So that original clear definition will help you put everything in perspective, and you are able to guide your focus. And if you look at the slide, I want to encourage that the slide should be freely shared to everyone so that everybody can have access to it. So if you look at the slide, we see I have tried to help you define how you can come to terms with your discipline and let your discipline be addressing issues in the economy. And issues can be related to sectors. It gives you a clear definition of where you are. So on your Google page, you are not just playing. I read a lot of Google Scholar page and I'm asking, where is this person exactly? Because the person seems to be nowhere. And then today you are seeing paper there, tomorrow it is there, next tomorrow it is there. I said, when this person wants to become a professor, except in place politics, it cannot happen. But to be a problem. Now that's not an insult or an indictment on the professor, but we that we are like this that are still coming, it gives us a lot of lessons to learn from. If they have made a mistake because they were not well guided, we can't blame them for that. But if we make the same mistake, there's going to be a problem. Right? All right. So, number 2, stay updated about innovations and events in your field. Now that you know your field, I'm an SME person. There's nothing you want to ask me the SME space that I don't know and I can't talk about. The influence of SMEs on the economy, yeah. What's the sector? What's the percentage of takeover of SMEs over Nigerian economy? 5%. You know, because a lot of people are employed and they are paying around that area. And you know, worst scenario or bad way to make it all bad is that the e-commerce sector is where our biggest strength is, because up to 85 to 90% of those in the SME space are the informal sector. You find them all over Computer Village in Lagos and have an international market. They are there for Computer market, you know, Onishaya. I think they are all there because there are no jobs. But my research now always talks about the fact that look, the informal sector is not that bad, even if government is not focusing on that sector. It's not that bad because in any standard economy, every economy has an informal sector. The percentage is what varies. Now, it always serves as a springboard into the formal sector. Unfortunately, we have not been able to get that connect. And we have spoken, we have done research, we have provided solutions, but of course, we will keep talking because we know that one day they will beat us and they will find us. Okay, so number 3, build networks around that area. And a very good way of building network is attend conferences, attend workshops, talk to people. Just sit down in your office and email. I don't know how many of you in the management field, maybe you know Dave Shepherd. Dave Shepherd is an entrepreneurship researcher and one of the top researchers in entrepreneurship. I just found his email, I emailed him, and he responded to my email in less than 5 minutes. That's how networks are built. But you know something interesting? Some of these people will go and check your profile online before they answer you. So if you have not been doing works that are relevant and interesting, they will just ignore your email. I emailed another one, there's this very popular university, in Zurich something. I emailed the old man and he replied me, and that man gave me a very wonderful instruction. He said, please, I think you are a very young scholar. That was back then. I'm still young. So, but that was way back. I think that was around 2013. And he said, you know, next time when you are sending out news like this, always include your CV so that whoever is talking to you knows who the person is talking to. And I told you, thank you very much for that instruction. That's why we have elders to guide us. I said, anytime if this is to say, hey, can I just connect us? See my CV. Because I've been instructed, it's a good guide. Or I could get my link, the link to my personal website or my Scopus or website, any of these online platforms, so that they can easily see who they are talking to. But build network, all right? Because you need mentors to follow in that field. You can't do it all alone, believe me. And this is where, you know, I want to place a challenge on all of us. There are certain people. We all have our preferences when it comes to mentors. Why is Evan Sosaboy my mentor? He became a professor at age 98. I said, I like this kind of academic anointing. And he got a double promotion from senior lecturership. Yes, because of the value and the intensity of the work he was doing. Evan Sosaboy is still about maybe 41 or something. But the guy is a professor and enjoying his life, and we have been working together, enjoying our lives together. And me now, the anointing is rubbing off on me. Yeah. Who you follow determines what you become. So you have to be careful about who you are going. And I've seen some people that I told Master, I said, Master, I don't like this kind of people. You know what now, Professor? I don't like this kind of people. I don't want to follow this one. He said, well, I said, he doesn't have money. And I don't like the impact. The person is not making impact because it's not making it up. We need to now repackage ourselves, all right, and keep moving forward. Then, number 4, seek internationalization. Very important. Don't play local champion. We are in a global economy, whether you call it Nigeria or Sao Tome and Principe. We are in a global economy. The things that concern one nation concerns almost all of us. African Continental Free Trade Agreement area has been implemented. That means all African economies, as long as you are interested, there's a breakdown of your regions and everybody is already interconnected. So why should you think of Nigeria alone? Right? Why should you be taking a behavior? Why can't you, for example, look at after and business expansion around the Nigerian space, foreign direct investment, not from Western countries, but from the African region? Why can't we begin to do after-related research at this point? They keep faster. That's why industry, last time, that's why industry will keep moving faster. Because they are thinking of more. It seems as if they are thinking faster than we are. And it creates a problem. We should be solving their problems. Internationalization. Only last month, I connected with Professor Lilac Nachu. Lilac Nachu is in City York University. She's a professor of strategy. I don't know her for many years. I just sat down in my office and I said, look, I'm going to organize a conference October 19 and 20. I am the chair of that conference. Lilac, please, I want you to be a keynote speaker at that conference. Immediately, in less than 10 minutes, Lilac sent back. I included all the details she needed to see and said she'd be very pleased to be a keynote speaker. Already that has added to my network, and since then we have been contacting. The conference is not yet here, but we have been contacting and we have been talking. And interestingly, Lilac is doing a lot about the African economy. And that's how we move forward. That's how we move, and that's how we expand in terms of our group. So go beyond the local. Then number 5, learn to theorize and not just write. So you pick up a lot of pieces and there's nothing theoretic, there's no pieces in that pieces. You have not solved anything, you have not created any knowledge. You only have a space where it is written contribution to knowledge. There is no contribution in the contribution. But of course, because you need to let the person, you just pass and go. You have added to, and that's a problem in itself. So if you are theorizing, you want to critically interrogate theories, issues. Theorizing doesn't mean that you must create an entirely new theory. No. It is about even taking an existing theory and bringing it into a new context and expanding the frontiers of that theory to say, look, although dynamic let's talk about, for example, dynamic capabilities. Are we all familiar with that theory? Are we familiar with dynamic capabilities? Okay. Okay, so let us assume about dynamic capability. Dynamic capability, I will explain it to you. It simply saying that the environment for competition is not easy. It's not straightforward. It is volatile. It is what again? Dynamic. It is complex. Right? Now, dynamic capability says, as a firm, you need to learn how to use your internal resources to maneuver your way out of that tough environment in order to become profitable or at least break even, at least be relevant, be sustainable. That's what dynamic capability is saying. Now, the thing with dynamic capability is this. It is at the firm level. Is that correct? Good. Now, why can't dynamic capabilities theory be brought to the individual level? Especially if you want to look at small and medium enterprises. So you see that it actually applies even to macroeconomics. You can take it into the macroeconomic level. Yeah, because why can't countries carry dynamic capability? If Nigeria is in the midst of a competitive world, so why can't you adopt dynamic capability to become whatever you want to become? Well, of course, how do we become that when everybody is thinking in one mind? And it's a problem. So I developed a research recently where I am applying dynamic capability to the individual level. But when I was doing that research, I sent it for review in Journal of Business Venture. That's the 4-star journal. It's an extremely high journal. That's another thing I will talk to you about. Publishing strengths. You need to start from somewhere. Don't just jump. Otherwise, you'll be receiving reject. Before it was how emotional breakdown. You say, I don't know. You know, it's not that you are looking too far. Okay? Now, the reviewer sent back to me very interesting work. I am pleased, but I cannot accept this paper for review at this time and challenge that I am trying to argue about an individual perspective of dynamic capability, but I was not emphatic on that issue, and I didn't even theorize around it. So please reject. I was not moved. Rejection does not move me. I wonder why you say that you feel broken and heartbroken. No. I'm not heartbroken. I'm happy because that comment has helped me. And don't be surprised when you publish that time you get out. Sometimes it happens. There's nobody that does not have rejection. Nobody, no research in this life that does not have rejection. I just got appointed last week into as an associate editor of the Journal of Business Management. It's a Brazilian-based journal, it's ABS, ABDC, and all of those things. And so the guy just said, he just found my paper. Actually, somebody recommended me. There was external advert. They were advertising on their websites. I didn't see the advert. Somebody recommended me. The guy contacted me and said, we don't have interview for you. I just want to chat with you. I have seen your profile online. He said, please, after we finish and he's congratulated me to say you are going to be on our editorial. But I said, so now please send your CV to me. I said, now you are applying for people are applying. Somebody that didn't apply is the one that is getting appointed. I said, okay, I see how these things work. That's why when you apply sometimes, they are telling you reject. They have found the people they are looking for from the backyard. And now my name is online there. So myself and what's his name again now? I can't even remember his name. We were talking, the editor-in-chief. We got talking and I said, look, I just had a rejection from this social journal. He said, oh, I also had a rejection from that journal. I said, we're in the same shoes. And this is a top-notch scholar. This is a renowned grounded scholar. So I just said, he said, rejections are normal, we just enjoy it, and then we send the paper somewhere else. I said, we're in the same shoes, you are sending it somewhere else. It's a normal thing. So don't ever feel bothered when you get rejected. Be happy. Use the comments, view your paper, and move forward. Right? So I'm looking forward to that paper now, and I'm now bringing the theoretical. So now imagine I am theorizing about the individual application of dynamic capability, which is read in literature. Now it gives me a new voice. Don't you think so? That's what it means. Simple. All right. So learn to theorize, my brother. What's happening? Oh, I was first, please. Yeah, please can you go? Okay. Yeah. No, we are not yet there. Yeah. Hold on. Okay, yeah. So, establish your own arguments in the midst of your ask question. Okay.
Regarding to where you need to write about like for example, I my business is the country that there is hardly any right to talk about some things, like criticize the government, and even when you want to like establish a business, you have to know the right people to get your business approved, and even if it's approved, the amount of capital you must invest in land. So don't talk about those issues. For many cases, like going to the risk of facing like threats and things like that.
If you want to talk about those issues, don't forget that you are talking about it in global environment. See what is happening in Iran, for example. Right? You know what's happening in Iran? Everybody has been kept mute. Women, the way women should dress and then listen. Now, everybody is talking, but somebody started talking. And they were talking for years. But in 2022, suddenly the whole world is saying, go Iran, go to women, and more the women are talking. So you are talking to a global community, and you are talking a research paper. So talk. Some of them don't even see what you have said. But some people are saying that thing you have said, and it's quicken some fire somewhere one day. So talk about it. Is that fine? We just need to talk intellectually. That will not end up in any reason. So this is so this is what I was trying to explain the other time. You think about your discipline in order to find your niche, and then issues around your discipline. So for example, your discipline is economics, and your issues of focus might be around economic development. And so that is all your research, or it can even be digital economy. That's where your focus is on. So by professional in that area, there are people that are on blockchain technology, all right, and then sector. So you can again now discover that you want to find 1, 2, 3 sectors to pitch on. So that is where they'll be inviting you to make those speeches. They are doing oil and gas conference somewhere. They say people professional there. They say, this person has done a lot of work there. Come and help us. I received a call from the university in South Africa. They said, we have seen that you have done so much around the informal economy. So SME and strategy in that. Please come and teach strategy to our postgraduate students. And we have been on that contract. Then yesterday, they now called me again to say, now we have been looking for a PhD supervisor for a student in that area. Please expect your letter very soon. So you have become a consultant in that area. And you discover that the good thing about this is anytime you want to write in that area, sometimes you don't need to consult the literature anymore. You just start writing and leaving space for citations. Because you are a professional in that area. You know how to configure the thoughts around that area. That's why it's good to be a professional somewhere. It's very good. Okay. Then, so maybe for me, I say strategy and operations management, when we simply do something about a lot about knowledge management, that's my core. Then industry level competitiveness, dynamic capabilities, resource-based view, knowledge-based view, then strategy and entrepreneurship, informal sector, SMEs generally, but see so much about me in informal sector. Then I now put there entrepreneurship education because of my friend Maxwell. Maxwell will always carry me along in his entrepreneurship education paper. Yesterday, you must say something. You must put out something. So Maxwell made me a professional somehow in entrepreneurship education, but I don't really teach myself. You will really find a paper where I'm the lead author in entrepreneurship education. It will always be around that informal sector entrepreneurship and sometimes youth-based entrepreneurship. I do that. Then number 6, typically academic papers are divided into sections, but it's advisable to be knowledgeable about every section of your paper. Yeah. You may not know everything, but of course, the moment you are able to theorize, there's no way you will be able to build up a good introduction, a good literature review. So, and of course, methodology. You see, so chapter 1 to 3. It is very disheartening to hear that a PhD student contracted it out. At the end of the day, you don't have PhD. It is the person that did the work that we should give the certificate. Not you who is collecting the certificate. Because at the end of the day, you have not actually created any knowledge. And it creates a problem. But when you come to your analysis, of course, your field work is acceptable that you get a research assistant. But sometimes you need to go have first-hand experience of that thing. And you know, there's a level of confidence that comes to you when you are defending your work, if actually you do it. When you see PhD student, you know, no. For me, I'm just like, I need to work out because it's very boring. Like, what's this? But when you are talking and you are just pouring out the knowledge, you know, one of my friends came to me, they said, I didn't know your supervisor supervised this, you supervise yourself. Because my supervisor was poor in entrepreneurship. And I was doing strategy. My supervisor was looking around all through my presentations until I got to post-field. She was never around. There was always one engagement somewhere. You know, I was more like an orphan. But God was there for me. But I'm proud of my supervisor because, of course, she gave our time she was around, she gave me all the support. No, you cannot talk like that. You cannot do that. I said, well, get it. Okay. All right. Then number 7, let your voice be heard. Let your voice be heard. So how do you let your voice be heard? Citation is one thing. But you see, the moment you are developing your research paper or your thesis, always have at the back of your mind, what is the social media blog post that can come out of this paper? And that's why Harvard Business Review is interesting. Because a layman can pick up Harvard Business Review. There is no X than impact or positive impact. Who understands that one? It's only going to be one understand. Statistical language. But when you write it in a way that any industry person can pick it up and say, yes, this is what you are saying, and these are the recommendations to follow, then you are actually doing the research. All right? So always have that at the back of the mind, but that's where your voice will have. Post it on your Facebook page, post it on your LinkedIn page, and people are following you and say, yes, you are saying something, and they are liking. That's where your voice is being heard. All right? It's apart from citation. What for something? Okay, I keep pressing. Oh. Okay. So skills are required. Number 1, typically your topic, I have mentioned so much about that. Creative thinking is a skill that you should have. So if you are going to do this, creative thinking. And I've said some few stuff about that also. Just sit down and configure thoughts. All right. So if you are in economics, for example, I've spoken, for example, about dynamic capabilities theory. You didn't know about that. So how can you bring that into economics? Go beyond your normal conventional theories that you have been using. I just told you about mine. Dr. Akibo is in human resource. She's familiar with elements theory. I'm not in human resource. But I know about that theory, and I told you that still can be applicable here. You know, because I read about the theory. Not because I needed it or anything, I just read, I read a lot. I just thought, now I can bring this knowledge into my area. And it's all that it has become a publication. So I mean, go to biology. Organizations are organisms. Every organism exists in an environment. So there's an ecological factor around it. In every ecological factor, I mean, we talk about the parasites, I don't know all of those things again. But yes, those microorganisms and the relationships, symbiotic relationships, and all of those. Now, every organization has that element. So why can't you bring that ecological, what's it called now? Biological theory of maybe, relationship, into business administration and apply it. That's how thinking evolves. So, and that's what we talk about when we say multidisciplinary. Don't just stay in your field. I'll go to economics and I'll bring up, I'm writing on household consumption and how household consumptions help us to understand the survival of SMEs in Nigeria. See, this is the theory behind us, my work. That if you want to understand how people are, how firms, SMEs are surviving, you can tell how individuals are surviving. Because many SMEs in Nigeria, they don't have a population of more than 3 employees. It tells you if people are really surviving in their homes. Because it is just an individual firm. It's one person that just wants to start business. So if the business survives, it will tell you that it's only surviving. Possibly. And if the business is not surviving, it can tell you that this man might be suffering at home, there's no food at home. So you can use that individually, so you can bring those economies, you see that now. And I tell people in sociology, this is how we think, and this is what we do. I was driving when they invited me to Bowen University. I don't know where Google, what's that thing now? Google Map. No, it was Paradise University. We went to where Google Map took us to go and pass. I thought I was going to somebody's farm. I was scared. You know, even the villagers were looking at it because the African cars have not passed that road in years. We were the only ones going. So I saw those people that were selling, maybe it's Tapuka, cassava, they spread it on the road, and I said, look, sociologists, you people need to go and do research. Go and meet these people and understand how they are surviving in their local environment. It is a sociological issue. Health sociology. I said this one, you are just sitting there in Canada, I see here, and you are doing, I don't know all these theories that you want. I said, go to those farmers, go to those village people. You bring out genuine research, and those people outside of the country, they want to see our originality. They want to see what is happening in your local economy. I'm telling you, that's why in your chapter 3 methodology, one of the biggest strengths you can give to your paper, make sure your paper has a section that is called data collection. The data collection is not that kind of data collection you have always been talking about. Describe the environment where your data was gathered. That's the strength of your paper. Because America does not know it, yet they want to know. Describe the poverty and how you went through some labor that somebody had to interpret for you when you were, relating with the respondent. Describe all those things in your paper. That's the strength. They see your originality of the paper. They will accept it. But you want to do like the white man. You want to speak English that they know. They just say reject. It becomes a problem. All right? So those things matter. Then, of course, skill. Number 3, reading skill. Reading. Yeah, that's something else you need to have. Of course, as a researcher, you must enjoy reading. You must enjoy it. Read along your field. You have the area of interest. Read newspapers, read magazines, read periodicals, read journals. And when you want to read journals, that's why number 4 is the next thing I put there. The kind of sources you should go and be citing. There are sources that you should cite. Look, as an editor, I have done so many editorial works. I have done guest editorial now as associate editor of high journals. Sometimes I don't bother my head reading your book. You submit a paper, the abstract is the first point of call. We can tell if you have done something significant. If they are not too comfortable or we feel that there may be a chance, go to the references. What kind of papers will the person cite? If we are seeing, all those journals, International Journal of Business Sociology, and engineering, and management, predatory. So that's why I want to describe again, that's predatory. And those journals are wicked. They are not good. Don't publish them. Don't. There is an argument about publishing in predatory journal, and sometimes you have your highest citation there. But the truth is, those people water down the value of real thinking. That's why we don't encourage them. And I'm going to tell you this. The efforts you need to write a solid paper is not more than sometimes 1 month difference between the worksheet paper you wrote and the solid paper. So why not just give it that 1 month? It's always an issue. Why should you waste your effort? Why should you waste all your brain power publishing somewhere that is not matter? It's a waste of time. Don't do it. Don't. So just take your time, do the right thing, and keep yourself better over. It's always better. So look at the kind of sources that you need to be reading. All right. Go to Science Direct. Science Direct is controlled by Elsevier Scopus. You find a lot of top-notch journals there. When of course, Google Scholar is my last one. Google Scholar is my last. JSTOR is another good one. Sage also has its own repository that will give you a lot of solid journals. Those are the kind of papers you should be reading. And it will help. I'm telling you what editors do. This is simply what they do. They just go to your reference, check it. If you are not, they will see this. They know that if you have read from solid outlets, your mindset has been solidified. So what you are writing is very jamming. That's why they always want you to read from those outlets, so that your mind can be built up. And believe me, it works. I've been doing this and it works. All right. Okay, so Google Scholar is not bad. You can play around there, especially when you are not finding the information. So I use Google Scholar and Google to get background knowledge about a concept that I'm not too familiar with, but I don't use it as my core area of focus. Okay, yeah, so right then now we go to writing skill. Now, for that writing skill, different journals have different writing patterns. Go and study them. The way you write for Emerald is different from the way you write for Elsevier. Study them. Even within Elsevier, different journals have different styles of writing. It's different from the way Taylor and Francis will want you to write. And guess what? Wiley, it is different. Wiley is another exceptional writing pattern. The way they write is completely exceptional. All right. So you need to study. That's why a lot of persons will tell you that before you start writing, have the outlets you want to publish your paper. Know the outlets so that your writing style can fit in. But this is what I do. Because you cannot say that the journal will accept your paper by force. They may reject it. So I always give myself options. I will pick from Wiley, I will pick from Sage, I will pick from Taylor and Francis. I know that whether we like it or not, introduction must have some peculiarities. The important thing about introduction is they want to understand how this topic has evolved, what has been done. So what has not been done and you are now finding as important to be done. Why is this issue very critical? You have to justify that. Every what aim or objective or focus this paper. So they want to see the research question in that element of introduction. And most of the time is around the methodology area and the abstract that there may be a lot of variances. So I don't bother my head. My literature is said, my introduction is said, my methodology now follows my first choice for publishing. Discussion, analysis, all of those things follow. So I just said to the first one, if you reject me, I am able to quickly adjust dynamic capability and bring it into the second one, and eventually my paper will go into one solid place. Each of those comments will be helping me as I go. So you need to cultivate that writing style. So what I did early enough was I tried to publish in all those different outlets. All right, in all those publishing outlets, so that I am skillful in all of them. All of them. So there's no one I've not published. Elsevier, Taylor and Francis, Sage, Wiley, I've published in all of them. So I know what they are looking for. I know how to write in all of them. So you need to gather that skill. It helps. It's very sensitive. Then number 6, mentoring and collaboration. Again, we have mentioned something about mentoring and collaboration there. Automated referencing. I am putting this for those that like it. I don't use it. Mendeley, what's it called now? Zotero, I don't use them. All right, but it's not bad. It's not bad. All right, I know how to use them, but I don't use them. I have been so used to my manual. As I am writing, I am bringing out my references. No reference can escape me. No reference. All right. But for those, okay.
focus for this month. It seems like this training is focusing on people that are already into the scholar priority. And I want to know, was me and like different in this aspect. I would like to know what are the guidelines when we choose the discipline and go into? How should you decide which discipline to go into?
Okay, thank you. And this training is how each, but I'll try to answer. What's your discipline? What's the discipline? Economics education. Now, there are different topics you can write on in economics education. Now you are taking masters. You just started masters. Do you still want to maintain economics education?
No, sir.
So what do you want to do?
I want to go into management, but it's not management.
So human resource management. Now, there's something you can decide to what define yourself as human resource. It's possible, right? So you know that issues around human resource, you don't want to confine yourself. Maybe because of promotion time, especially. So you don't want to start confining yourself. And maybe because you want to build network across that field. All right, now that's fine. But you are at the same time that you cannot do everything in human resource. Talent management, what else is in human resource? Diversity management, outsourcing. Are you here now? Performance measurement, performance management. You never see that now. You now want to decide for yourself. And then we talk of strategic human resource management. So now you want to decide for yourself, where is exactly the I like to mention? So I advise that you have a mentor and start speaking to your mentor. Then start reading along that field. As you are reading, you find your passion. You start attending lectures. I don't expect you to start publishing now. If you are publishing, you must be publishing with a mentor, not on your own. Because you only finish BSc, you might not have the capability. Because if your BSc project, if you want to publish from there, I am telling you that for a very good outlet, you cannot get accepted now because you don't have the requisite skill and knowledge. So you need to be identified with a mentor so that you build that skill and knowledge on time, right? Now, while you are on that, you will find your area of passion. And your area of passion might not exactly be our own passion. You find your own uniqueness, but you can still be working together. And that's how you find your uniqueness. Dr. Abiodun brought me into operations management. And Dr. Abiodun will talk about AHP, we'll talk about queuing theory. I was in particular there. The moment I just stumbled on linear programming for interfaces, then just in time, I just found my strength there. And I said, every other people. So once I have my topics of production management, you want to come and teach, I can teach all those other areas, but I don't do research there. I don't. All right, I do it for teaching, but I don't research there. So for me, linear programming, so you find some of my papers, linear programming, you find just in time, you find me there. All right, because I found my particular strength. As that way. Okay, thank you. This is very sensitive. I think, sir, if you are there, you need to help me. Please, moving from slide to slide. Okay, while I'm talking, I put in my pocket. I hope my pocket will not. Yes. Okay. We are not here yet, sir. No, we are not getting. Okay, automated reference. I think that's the slide you want. After this slide, okay. No, sir. Okay, yes. So you get the issue with automated reference. Please, I will communicate it. Okay, so you get the issue with automated reference. And I learned yesterday you did something on reference. Perfect, good. But some of us just like to go the other traditional route. As if we are, thank God I have a lot of older fathers and mothers seated here. All right, next slide, sir. Yes. Okay, automated referencing mentally is a tool, is a referencing tool. Yeah, so mentally only needs you to feed it the information, the author name, the title of the paper, the journal name, and volume and all of those. And it will automatically track all the references that you have put in your work. So you don't miss any reference at the end of the day. It will source out all these papers and references. So at the end of the day, just pick and make your work. Rather than doing it manually, yes. Okay, so now this is where I want you to really grasp something. Doing a content analysis of your research will help you to start identifying your gap easily. So you have this paper, the paper title, the author name, objective of the paper, the country where the research was carried out, what methodology did the researcher use, the finding, and the what gaps. Gap or gaps that the author identified. Right? Is that okay? What's that to their identify? Now, when my PhD or master student comes to me, this is where they always start their research. I just tell them, "Don't carry this table. Now, what do you want to do?" They say, "Sir, I want to do what's that one mentioned? Business intelligence and SME." I say, "Wait, you want to do business intelligence?" I say, "Yes, fine. Now, go and download 50 papers on business intelligence and fill up these empty cells. Bring it after 1 week. You get to school to do this, that's your work. So 1 week is too much for you to do that. All right, so do that. And then I now say, when you are doing that, focus on 20 papers, purely business intelligence and anything. Then focus on 20 business intelligence to SMEs. Let me see the first 30, let me see the last 20. Then we are not looking for that. Now you discover that gaps if you are reading those sources I directed you to, at the end of the work, you will find limitation or further study. In actual fact, for high impact journals, the editor will tell the author must put it in. That's what we do. Because we don't want your research to end with you. We want somebody else to come and continue that research from where you stopped. Those things are done for different reasons. Number one, we don't want that topic to die as if it has ended with you. Number two, it will drive traffic into that journal. Because it is likely the next person that is picking it up sees that this journal is interested in this topic, so this is a potential journal for me to read. So you have provided a guide for the next generation of researchers. So we just said, go and pick what that person has identified as gap and bring it into the gaps identified. At the end of the day, we sit down with the entire 50. Now you see that the methodology the person has adopted has given you a pointer to the methodology you should adopt. The country the person has carried it out is already telling you where this research has mostly been focused, and you might be talking about a geographical gap. The objective is also telling you something about the interests about that subject area, where you can now create a new gap of another interest area. So you see that research can be very easy, but it takes a lot of hard work on the beginning. Now, what did the person find is also giving you a pointer to your literature. reporting, empirical review. So when we do all of this, we sit down with those gaps. We itemize. I wanted to show you, but I forgot to put that in the PowerPoint. My intention was that when we get there, I'll tell them to bring it down, bring up that thing so that you see it, the way we analyze everything. But we started underlining. I said, man, the lady, that's me, I sit down. We started underlining everything we were seeing as down. There were similarities. For example, if some papers they say this has been carried out in this context, let there be a developing economy. So all those grouped together as a gap. Certain methodology has been adopted, let another set of methodology, cross-country, we are focused on only one country, let there be a cross-country analysis of this. That has been identified. We have used primary data, let there be secondary, or let there be mixed data usage. That is another. So eventually we bring and some of them, all those are methodological gaps, right? Those are methodological. Some of them will not just talk about all those methodological. They'll talk about critical issues as gaps, knowledge issues as gaps, right? So if I have checked out outsourcing, okay, that's not my area of strength. So if I have checked out, for example, knowledge management, let me take knowledge management and I'll explain this. Organization that will be too broadly defined. So let me take down the knowledge management. And people have examined variables of knowledge management. Follow me now. Variables of knowledge management, knowledge storing, knowledge transfer, knowledge acquisition, and all of those. Utilization of knowledge, and they have driven it into firm performance, and that's fine. I can now say, look, the problem with this subject matter is that I'm not focusing on methodological issue now. Is that in actual fact, we have been talking about indicators of knowledge, application areas of knowledge, without finding out where is the genesis of this knowledge we are trying to apply. That's not methodology. Now that's a knowledge, critical knowledge that somebody else should go and focus on how knowledge itself is created in the verb. That's a different gap entirely. You see that now? And that's a different level of listening. Apart from methodology. Now that's a theoretical issue. And another person can actually use statements like, look, we have looked at knowledge transfer. Knowledge transfer, we say, now Daddy is transferring his experiences to me. It could be by reason of storytelling, right? It could be by reason of apprenticeship, right? Hands-on training, on the job or off the job training. And I'm acquiring that knowledge. And I'm saying, okay, now, I understand how knowledge is transferred between two persons. But what of the case of absorptive capacity of the person that is trying to acquire the knowledge? That's a new theory. You see that now? So it's beyond, and that is what we are always looking for. So this research has not been done in Nigeria. We should not publish it in Nigeria. Because it's not a gap. It's not. People are looking for real issues that matter. That, okay, when we are judging, we were relating in terms of knowledge, I would have used relational theory. Now, let us bring in absorptive capacity theory to see how I'm able to absorb all those things that are so that I can apply it. It's a gap. So you see now, that's why we always say it matters where you are reading, what you are reading. All those predatory donors who give you all these things. Sometimes the editors are not even bothered about further study. They just want to collect the money and publish. So it's a problem, it's text. Academic text. Okay, so I'll go together on this. So keep the dance simple and focused, especially if it's for a paper. Keep it simple and focused. So I don't know how every institution has its own uniqueness, right? The way they do in Covenant University is you have 4 objectives. It's expected that in your statement of the same problem, they should see 4 paragraphs. Each paragraph must have a gap that is hiding an objective. So it becomes a paper eventually. But sometimes there's no gap. Right? It has not been done in Nigeria. There's no gap in the gap. So it becomes a problem. Are we together on this? So you need to, but the truth is, no matter what is done, I've also seen institutions, of course, even the government is also at departments. I've also seen institutions where they just tell you to have a general statement of the said problem that is maybe about 1 or 2 paragraphs, then you try the objective. You can still derive papers from all these different objectives, especially if your questionnaire has been enriched. That was the problem they had with me in Covenant University. So when I got on promotion panel, they said, how do you gather data? I said, sir, it is data enrichment in my questionnaire. If you see my questionnaire, you will mistake. Because it's always voluminous. And me too, I spend money to execute the research process. So when I'm coming back, I know that I am not going to be filled over this matter for the next 2-3 years. I am not drawing out data from my questionnaire. And it helps. It helps. Okay, so keep it simple and focused and don't be too ambiguous. Alright, so those sources are there again. So pathway to gaps. If you want to identify a good gap, review articles. Pay attention to review articles. Review articles will tell you what has been done in that field, and it helps you a lot. Number 2, look at highly cited papers. Highly cited, because the theorists, the main components of that area will be highly cited. So if you are writing a work and we are not seeing certain names, they will say, you have not cited the relevant authors in this field. So pay attention to highly cited papers. And Google Scholar can be a very good help in that regard. Yeah. Then historical overviews, you will understand trends of what has come so far. Then, of course, focus on state-of-the-art method. Now, this is very important. Focus on state-of-the-art method. How can you begin a work? Now, you will tell me, fields also matter. Sociology will still be using chi-square and correlation. I think sociology still uses it a lot. And that's fine. That's peculiar to their field. But now, by management sciences, you now say you want to use chi-square. Objective 1 will be tested by chi-square. Correlation. And I say, what is that? Accounting, economics, these are the. What is that? What is correlation? Because correlation is nothing. Correlation is just telling you whether or not 2 variables are related. So the question is, what is the differential knowledge that you want to work? How do we form a policy out of the fact that we be to me and that they relate? Okay, so what matters? Very painful. Last week I reviewed a paper. Interesting paper. I loved the topic. I expected so much. The person was writing interestingly until I got to the methodology. And the person started talking about correlation. I said, Jesus, why did this person do this? The whole effort you are put into this, what kind of thing is this? Then when I saw the analysis, I didn't want to reject the paper, to be very sincere. I tried to be fair. I don't know the person. It's not even Nigeria. Right? So I wrote there that this paper cannot proceed. In actual fact, the paper is poorly analyzed, well constructed in terms of argument and the research of it. But from the methodology down is for me nothing. So I said, if you are willing to review this paper, I am willing to review it and reassess. What the higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded. Will it always be true? Now, that's good. Security parameters, all things being equal. Of course, all things are not always equal. So, conditionality. You are beginning to interrogate condition, and you are bringing the uniqueness of your economy into that theory to explain the condition that makes it unique from the United States of America. So the question is not in Nigeria, it is not no. The question is the condition, not in Nigeria. Are you getting the argument now? That's where the informed perspective comes from. So by the time that you contribution to knowledge, that condition is the contribution to that knowledge. And we are now saying under this condition, that condition, do this, then you get this. Now you are informing perspective. You are informing policy. Are you getting this now? That's very critical. What factors again you need to think of? What factors could be responsible for supporting the advancement of goal or accomplishability of this theory? What factors? So, for example, there's a research that we just started. I stumbled on that material 2 days ago. It's from South Africa. Immediately, I think they want to do something. They want to use their tax data to derive conditions, factors that stimulate the growth of SMEs in South Africa. So I just put it on my research mentorship platform. I have a research mentorship platform where I train researchers, and we have some professors there. So I put it on who is interested in this field. I'm in management sciences. I'm in business admin. This is not my area. But I have seen SME and I have seen tax. So I want an accountant or an economist to come and attend to me. Luckily for me, one person in accounting and is even working with FIRS, Federal Land Revenue Service, is interested in it. I got another lady from South Africa, and 3 of us are presently on that project. And we are trying to understand factors that enhance or limit SMEs growth using tax data in South Africa. Now, what kind of theory would we bring out from there? Self-sustenance theory, for example, knowing that a lot of African SMEs are self-sustaining, we will theoretically try it and explain what we need to explain. And we will advance the frontiers of self-reliance or self-sustenance theory in management sciences. That's all. It's not well explored. Okay, yeah. People talk about it, but it's not even well explored technically. So, a theoretical question, this is quite intelligible. I just put it there, like a way guide somehow. That empirically testing the relationship between organizational knowledge and effectiveness is not uncommon in the literature. Now look at that first statement. That empirically testing the relationship between organizational knowledge and effectiveness, that's organizational effectiveness, is not uncommon in the literature. That is where, this is a work I published in 2018. That is where I will differ from so many people. Because some people will already teaching it is not common, that it is not seen in the literature. But when you find a good reviewer, he tell you are lying. He tell you, wait, let me show you number 1 evidence, number 2 evidence, number 3, and you say it is not seen. So I don't need a reviewer to tap me. I quickly told them it is not uncommon. That means it is all over. Sometimes when you are writing, you need to write with some level of confidence. Especially when you are read and you know that you know this work. Don't lie. Don't, you know, it's professional academic. Don't lie. Now, study sort, I have brought out evidence for you to let you know that look, I know what I'm saying. Study sort as gold, send and whatever. Explain the relationship between organizational knowledge and from a perspective of knowledge infrastructure. That is why we're using IT to explain knowledge. Because IT is a form of knowledge, storage. In their opinion, organizational knowledge stored in the first IT base can be easily retrieved at any point in time and when required for solving organizational challenges and enhanced effectiveness. However, this approach has not demonstrated how tacit knowledge of a group of people can enhance organizational work processes and achieve effectiveness. First, the measurement of organizational effectiveness in the existing literature have not adequately reflected the actual usage of group of collective knowledge, especially tacit knowledge. What I'm saying is that we have not looked at the human perspective of knowledge in this whole form without processing it in IT. How does that enhance effectiveness in the field? That was my argument. That, and I'm going to build a new theoretical understanding of this. In another paper, I now wrote again, advancing this work. I said now, how does human and IT interaction in the workplace enhance STEM outcomes? That leave human knowledge, leave IT knowledge. We are now in a workplace where humans and robots have to relate in order to advance work. Now, what is the outcome of some knowledge-based interaction? Two, intense. Then at what point will we have conflict? At what point will we have a balance? And then we can actually have, and everybody is secure. That brings you to a different level of reasoning. So you see that is not in Nigeria, it has not been done. And it is not in manufacturing sector, it is hard to find. It's not. It is real issues that will advance thinking. Yes.
How do you build the theoretical basis without falling on passive teacher?
We have to control passive. You have to be
When you say something earlier, when you do it, you theorize. So that's
yes, I have to consult. I don't just come with an assumption. I have to consult the literature. So maybe I get what you are saying. One, maybe the LMX and the SCCI one I mentioned, right? LMX is an existing one. SCCI is an existing one. So I now looked at, is it cross-pollination of these two works to derive what I now call TSK in your perspective. Teacher-student knowledge exchange perspective. I got it out of this. So you can't just come out of an assumption. You need to read. All right, thank you, sir. So this again is another quite interesting one, where studies have shown that the breadth of knowledge sources improves innovation performance up to a certain limit. This is a very high impact on technology, technological forecasting, and social change. I think that's this one. Studies have shown that the breadth of knowledge sources improves innovation performance up to a certain limit. Now, see the question. But does this hold true at all levels of innovation? The moment I see that statement, that is the research question this person is trying to convey. And the research question is informing me that first of all, the person is bringing us an awareness that innovation is not simply innovation. Innovation occurs in levels. And at different levels, you need different breadth of knowledge to make innovation happen. And that's this person's research agenda. He's a very good friend of mine, he's in Italy. Dr. Betu. Now, Jota and Waste 1997 tackled a similar question and indeed found variations in different pattern of partnership agreements as technological innovation increased. However, their analysis included only pecuniary partnerships and included any form of informal linkages. This person was going to the informal sector to carry out the research. So the character of informality in terms of innovation diversity has not been well researched. That's what he said. So you see, you can actually bring out salient points as you are carefully reading the person's work to understand what is happening. Besides, they were explicitly interested in the, I can't say that, maybe partnership agreement, rather than the entities who, I don't know, something are formed. In this paper, we are interested in the link between networking strategies, 10 networks, right? and a firm's level of innovativeness. So that means as we are networking, there are diversities of the levels of our network, requiring diversities of the levels of breadth of knowledge and bringing innovation to different levels. So at what point is your firm part time? So what level of knowledge do you require to innovate at what level is what this paper will ask. So it's making theoretical sense. You see how you can interrogate issues. So what we need to do all the time is that we will always need to just sit down first, read the literature, and try to understand what we really want to do before we start thinking of writing matter. That internalization is very important for you to create knowledge. And that's how we publish well. It will be hard for you. Then, if you find it difficult from the beginning, partner with those that are born. So, I partner with a developer to publish. For example, this paper, technological paper, they have rejected my paper like twice. So, I just discovered I get to go and publish it. I didn't know I get to go from anywhere. I found his email and I emailed you. I said, I want you to help me do what's the concoction. He said, yes, he's willing. And that's how we became friends. We have never seen each other physically. Never. The day he came to Robert to invest, I was on campus. So we couldn't see. But we have been keeping contact and we have been working. So it's a small global society. And can always be rich. He has published it. There's also some level of politics around publishing. I can't be CEO. There's no politics around it. There's politics around publishing. Don't mind the right man. Politics is not a global language. And it's not Igbo. And it's not Hausa. So, if I want to publish in certain high journals, for example, I only need to look for an editor that is interested in my work. If any of them, let's work together, that work will be published. The only thing that will happen is that you come back with review. It will be published at the end of the day. There's a politics around it. But it is hard to find the one that will be interested because they are always. It's just like somebody comes to tell me, I want us to work together on a research paper. I say, wait. I know you are too eager to publish, but where I'm publishing is not 1 month. It's not 2 months. It's not 3 months. It will not be 4 months. I had a paper this year that took 5 years. Yes. It was on disruptive innovation in the SME sector. 5 years, going back and forth, eventually it came out this year. I said, thank you, Jesus. So you can, I now tell them, I say, look, go and initiate a work. Don't wait for me. Because if you wait for me, you will be stranded. I don't need it anymore. I have 110. What am I doing for my life? Professorship is time to. It's not an accomplishment to get it. You understand? No, let's just say it's time. If I don't get it, it's time to. My consulting job is going to give more than the salary. I told my wife that I'm beginning to, I want to start setting up other businesses apart from Chartered Consulting now because I'm thinking of leaving academy. Because I'm not hungry for this. I must be very sincere with you. It's not a bad thing. People should do that. People should get it. People should get the professorship. Right? But some of us are not. We came here to make value, impact lives, not. That was our idea. All right. So now, go and initiate the work. When we initiate the work, let me know where you need help. I am ready to sit down and write the literature for you. At the end of the day, take your paper, be happy, move forward with your life. But that you want to work at my level is not advisable. Because I know that they need it, or I don't, and I think it's mine to now kill another person's career. It's not the best, it's a wickedness. So I can now use my influence with journals above me to push out the paper. I can do that. A lot of special issues I do, it's not for anything. I do it to help people. Yesterday, I just received from UK a special issue I do. The papers that were submitted were so many, they had to give me 2 volumes. I was happy that yes, we have helped Nigerians. If it's only woman, that's how they do to themselves. So Nigerians, we should do that. And God is helping us, we are giving for people, and we are happy about that. Yeah. Okay, so you see conceptual gap. Now, when you get conceptual gap, what exactly is the meaning of this concept? We are trying to calculate a concept. So we receive a lot of paper. It says a conceptual paper. There's nothing conceptual about it. Because it's the test paper. It's not conceptual paper. You don't carry over now, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. Conference, no, the conference is the last you can get to. You can't do it for now. If your conference is looking for money, they will tell you about it accepted. But you can't go beyond that. Okay, when your conceptual paper is one of the most difficult papers you can find to write. It's very difficult. Because look at this thing was written by Kenneth Christensen. He's late now, Harvard University, professor. He was talking about disruptive innovation and he was interrogating that concept. He created the concept of disruptive innovation, creative business in 1995. Yeah, I think in 1995, but in 2015 it got out of that because people had bastardized that concept. Disruptive innovation is what Glow did in our markets. So disruptive innovation means you are coming from the ground level because there are higher competitors that have saturated the market. Now you don't want to compete with the higher guy. So you come from the ground level and you are able to move up to break the power of the main company. That's disruption. But disruptive competition, people have bastardized the concept to just make you introduce the product demand. You start at the market and there's no stability. If that trajectory of moving from ground up is not yet, it's not disruptive. So Clayton had to bring this paper out to conceptually clarify. So it is difficult to write. So how do you bring yourself to that level of reasoning where, for example, you think about the concept of strategic human resource management has not been properly confined within where the founding fathers put it. So now let us read. Direct attention. It is difficult. You were not there when they were doing it. So you see that most conceptual papers are not conceptual. Conceptual doesn't mean you are defining concept. No. It is that STEM paper. All right? That's STEM paper. So I always advise people to go for a paper. It is easier to do. Now, and I put this example. Now, clarifying theoretical / to context questions. Now, follow this game. When you craft a statement of research problem around a contextual issue, industry, geography, set of people, contextual issue, for example, geography or industry or race, the main question for the researcher will be this: why did you not use existing theories, phenomenon, recommendation to address the practical problem that the research has raised in the context? Do you understand that statement? That means an existing theory could have just done this work. Why did you have to go and do it again? So now you need to bring this into perspective. That in other words, the submission for the existing theories may have sufficed to solve your research question. That it has not been done in Nigeria. Okay, so why didn't you just go and use existing related boundaries around Nigeria to answer the Nigerian question? economies that share similar. So it wasn't a research issue. That's why the reviewer is saying reject. That is not a research issue. That there are economies that share similar interests in Nigeria. So why can't they apply? That we have not done enough job. That's what he's saying. All right. Thus, if you are addressing a contextual problem, then you should probably consider publishing your paper in a journal that fits the context. All right. For the Africa Journal. All right. Then you have to clearly and sufficiently explain why the existing theories are not sufficient to explain the relationship and practical problems in the given context. You must explain. Even if you say Nigeria and Ghana share similar boundaries, but now you need to explain why a theory that works in Ghana may still not work in Nigeria. So that's where your main argument is coming from. Then the researcher can say, okay, you are trying to say something. So you bring up peculiar facts about Nigeria. You get it now? It can be an ethnic issue. That's the divergence. You bring it out. And you now hammer that simple point as if it is the entire world of Africa. Otherwise, if you make it a one-line statement, they say it doesn't matter. So, you need to see white men allow their rights. They are wicked though. Manipulation is not a Yoruba word, I'm telling you. You need to manipulate that knowledge to bring out the Jews out of that one line. That's where your argument is. That's why I said that if you know really well, your chapter 3, you have something that is called data gathering. You explain that context and why it's very unique. It's an entire paragraph, an entire book page for some people. They say one he says enough, this paper should fly. It should go. I'm telling you this because that's the only reason why they rejected one of my paper last month. Strategic Management Journal. Strategic Management Journal is 4-star. The guy said, no, Global Strategy Journal. The guy rejected and said I should resubmit. For me, that was a big one. I don't know anybody in the editorial. I did not partner with anybody. I just thought that, look, I did that research for 8 months. After data gathering, I now sat down to be writing for 8 months. By the time I finished last month or 2 months ago, I sent out the paper. Even me, I knew I had done research. I told my wife, I said, this year I'm not doing research again. She said, why? I said that my energy has finished. On top of that, it's not easy. That's why you see a white man, he filled 2 papers for 1 year. You know the energy that has gone into that paper. A lot of mental energy is trained has gone into it. At the end of the day, say reject. It's not fair. But I mean, it's one of those things. The guy told me to be something. The guy said, you are saying something very interesting. Is this production paper? This moving Africa economic production to when they rejected it was when I sent it to that conference. Because I want them to now give me more comment. Because the reviewers that are coming for that conference, they are top-notch people that have been publishing in those journals. So I said, I want them to come. So when they finish talking, I want to bring their comments into the paper and we submit again. I will fire them. Because that paper was good. It's global strategy, nothing more. Once I get that global strategy, people just will know. For me, I take my wife out. I tell her you don't know what you want allow. You say, honey, today it's on you, on me. Because mentally, with that one journal, you're a professor in the UK without arguments. You just need one sports star in UK to be a professor. One. Because they know the energy that has gone into it. The guy told me that the only issue he has with my paper is that I carried out my paper within an informal context of Nigeria And that statement is very interesting, but I failed to highlight it as a major issue. So he said I should go and rework that is rejecting it, then I should resubmit it so it won't have my rejection. Don't worry, I will give you the So we see that now. You need to sufficiently explain that, and that way the strength of the paper will come from. So methodological question, the focus is on new methodologies, new methods that we should adopt, even different methods that have been used to capture this. Now, this is why I said that accounting thing that they have been doing that is a flaw. You can't just be saying generalize this way because OLS it's a methodological issue, but why is this new context unique, peculiar? You need to understand that statistics is just a tool. It is not the main issue. Statistics is just a tool. So when you now pick your strength on analysis and the statistics, you see that the system because they have not put on theory to inform why that tool is important. And so it becomes important. Clearly explain that this new methodology is certainly or most likely suitable for testing the relationship that you are having. So, okay, yeah, I wanted to, that content analysis I spoke to you about that I forgot to place in the paper. I wanted to show you so that we'll do some hands-on business intelligence in Nigerian informal economy SMEs, but I forgot to bring it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share it with you. I'll send it to Dr. Akibo, so she will share with everyone. This self-explanatory. Okay, so I don't know, are we going on a quick break now?
That's a brilliant performance. Thank you. We appreciate you. We can't much delay again now. We want to end this session for now, while we allow 2 things or 3 things to happen. One, we are going to have a refreshment as normal. 2, it's going to be a period for us, especially for our Muslim brother and sister, to have their special prayer, their Jumat, so that they can want to do that privilege or be able to pray for us beyond prayer. The 3rd day is going to be a period to interact. We want to interact, we want to know ourselves better, and we want to make new friends. How many of us made new friends yesterday? New friends, not your old new friends. Okay, that's beautiful. We want you to have fun today. Please, let's take use of this opportunity to interact with other people. People that you want to know, walk into him or her, find out about his name, find out about his background, where he works, what he does, and all the rest. And it might be an opportunity, a business opportunity for you, you don't know. Therefore, that next person sitting beside you might be the link that you actually need to get to your next stage. Therefore, please feel free to interact while we ask our husband to please serve everyone, and our sister wants to go for prayer, please. We'll be coming back by 2 o'clock this afternoon, please, for just about 10 to 40 minutes to round up. Therefore, we are coming back at 2 o'clock for the afternoon session, please. Please, let's take note of that. 2 o'clock, please. Thank you. Please, when you enter the refreshment place, please.